Hi, so this is a very quick first in a series of very short information sessions on how to create more inclusive and welcoming environments, either at a conference or in a workplace. This is my favorite thing, and it would be in my top three, I think, things that I suggest to conference organizers in particular, although it has real implications and possibilities for work ID badges and other things like that. So it's the traffic light system, which I think we're all familiar with. And I've seen it used with not just with green, yellow, and red, but with anything. I've seen this done with very cheap index cards that were different colors and were just inserted into the very cheap, the standard plastic ID holder thing that you get. And it really works. I think one of the things that we kind of forget when we're thinking about conferences and going to work and just being around people is that we forget that for a lot of people, being at work or being at an event is something they have to do. And so they enjoy going to the talks, or they enjoy being at work. But social interaction can be very hard and very challenging for people. And this comes from the Autistic Self Advocacy Network, which you can look up at autisticadvocacy.org. And I've done quite a bit of work with young autistic people. And one of the things that they often find difficult is that people just come up and say completely random things and or expect levels of physical or social interaction, which are very difficult to manage. Really, to be honest with you, for most of us, but a lot of people find that really overwhelming and, to be honest with you, quite unwelcome. And I think also from a human perspective, I think most of us, if we're honest, can relate to the fact that even when we're the most extrovert and outgoing and fabulous networker person can also have a day when they would be red, when they just feel like they're going to cry or they're so stressed because there's something going on professionally or personally. The house sale is falling through, or there's been a death in the family. Sometimes you just don't want to talk to anybody. And so this is where these things are really useful. And rather than an event being focused on having the perfect swag or having the one thing that happens that everybody talks about for months, I would be beyond delighted if an event in this year of 2018 could possibly do this and have that as its lasting legacy. I think if your legacy is more than just a joke or a cool shirt, if it actually is something that makes a real difference to people beyond even something that you could even have imagined, then I think that's something you could be really proud of from your event. So here's how it works very briefly. Green is I'm happy for photos. I'm happy for anybody to talk to me. You can come up to me and just talk to me because you happen to know me from Twitter or anything else like that. Perfect. Yellow is if you know me and I have an existing professional or personal relationship with you, then by all means you may approach me, but accept at the same time that I may not be willing for that. So be prepared to step away. And yellow is for if you follow somebody on Twitter and you don't know them personally, or you have to ask that question of yourself, do I know them personally? Then probably best to err on the side of caution and not approach them and respect their kind of personal zone. Red is I don't want any photos and it's up to me to approach you. Even if you're my best friend, please just wait for me to approach you. And I've seen this used extensively for photos. And I think that's something we understand and conference organizers are getting behind. And so we can see how, if it already is there, we could just roll it out and make it a little bit more extensive with the badges. And the ideal thing is for it to be something that you can move. So you can start the day on green and move to red if you wanted to, or vice versa. And it would just be lovely if this could be normal, because at the moment we are expecting everybody to kind of be the same and to be like a whatever normal is. And the simple fact is that doesn't exist. We're all very different, and a lot of people are really struggling with social interaction. And this kind of thing makes an event so welcoming and so relaxing because people have one less thing to worry about. So if you're looking for a really simple thing to do at your event, please consider this. It would be wonderful. And I would love to come out of 2018 seeing this be used, especially at some of the more popular conferences and events. So thank you for listening, and please try this.